Hello everybody, welcome to my and welcome to the hashtag Love Summer Art. That hashtag is your free ticket to a lot of inspiration, so be sure to check it out and type it in to YouTube or Google. I am sure that you will find loads of inspiration. I also will have a playlist at the end of my video with all summer art inspirational projects. Today I want to show you how you can really easily alter the cover of a book. On my book there are these circles that act as the closure of my book, so I don't want them to be colored. And what I did was I took some plastic wrap, I tucked it underneath my circle and wrapped it around so that when I go and paint my book, this little circle will not be touched. And I have two of these circles on my book, so I do that for both sides. And then I'm starting painting my whole book with black paint. It's just a really cheap acrylic black paint. And then I will add my paper, but before I do that I will have to figure out how to work around my closure that I did not want to remove from my book. And I thought that if I wanted to, if I cut my paper in two, then I could easily tuck it under my closure. And I also thought that I would break those two pieces of paper with a strip from the same paper, which goes horizontally. So it gives a little bit more interest. And when I have cut my papers, I will start by stamping on my pieces of paper. And I'm using a stamp by Joy Crafts. Secret Messages or something, I don't know. But I'm not using the full stamp. It's basically a script stamp with also some postal stuff on it. So I'm using pieces of it. And I'm stamping randomly on my pieces of paper. When I'm happy with how it looks, I also add some modeling paste to my paper, just to give it some more interest. And of course, because I wanted to use my sprays on top of it. Did some more stamping, and then I added some Ecoline in a blue color, beautiful blue color, and I sprayed some water on there and then let it drip till I was happy with how it looked. I also added a darker color of blue and sprayed that, but I thought it was too dark, so I dabbed it with a rag. And then I wanted to have it a bit grungy. It's not even really grungy, but just a little bit. So I took my scissors, the back of my scissors, and I scraped around my pieces of paper. So it gave a little bit of a grungy effect. I skipped the back of my book because otherwise the video would be too long. I actually did pretty much the same thing, stamping, inking, using my sprays and crunching it up with the back of my scissors. And when everything is glued down, I'm starting to splatter some black paint just with a paintbrush. And I'm getting out my image that I want on the front of my page. And that's just a die cut that came from a beach set that I have. And I glue that on. And then sadly I'm missing a piece of footage. My camera was full and I didn't notice it in time. I had all these little seashells and I glued those on the front cover of my book. And when I've glued them all down, there were glue globs in between. I could not really remove those, so I took some micro beads and dumped them on the project, and it got stuck to the places where the glue was, and I even added some more glues in some places to add some more. That finishes off my front cover, and now I have to work on my inside. And for the inside, the accordion fold has 6 pockets, so there are 6 cards in there. I went looking in my stash to see what I had that I could use, and I found some blue postcards, so I could stash the blue cards in my accordion fold pockets. And then I had the envelopes to make a little booklet with. So what I did was I glued the envelopes together, and I'm gonna tell you how I did that. Pick your first envelope, and the best way to do it is to the flap of your envelope, just fold it over to the back, and then you take your next envelope and you add glue on the flap where the glue strip is, and then you insert the flap with the glue in the other envelope. So then you have 2 envelopes together, and that's basically what you keep doing. So the next envelope, you put glue on the flap where your glue strip is, you turn it around and you insert it inside the top envelope. So I had only 5 of these blue envelopes, and I wanted to have 6 pages. But the first envelope I want to have the smooth side on the top. So for this one I need to put my glue on the other side of the flap, so not on the side where the glue strip is. And because I was wondering, maybe if I tuck stuff inside of these envelopes, the part of the where the glue is on the flap is on the top, maybe something will catch on it. To keep that from happening, I just added washi tape, and after I did that I put glue on the other side and inserted my envelope so that I have a front for my little envelope book. On the one side I have some accordion fold pockets. They already were inside of this little book. So then I start to decorate a little bit, and I start off by using a stencil and some white paint and stenciling some pretty bubbles on there. After that I'm doing some stamping, adding some washi tape, and decide on a die cut to put there. On the other side, on the envelope part, I first had stamped something with a white stamp, but it was not showing up that very well. So I decided to take a stencil that had a kind of a netting, and I stenciled that on with just modeling paste. And I stamped 2 stamps, a banner and a lighthouse, and the banner I just glued on there, and the lighthouse I first colored in with my Derwent watercolor pencils, and I also used one Inktense pencil. And that actually finishes off my book, and the rest of the decorations I want to do while I'm on my holiday. So thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I hope that I have inspired you. Be sure to check out your free ticket, and your free ticket is #LoveSummerArt. If you type that in to YouTube, Google, maybe some other places, then you will probably find a lot of inspiration from different artists.